I feel like I should be more nervous going into this football game tomorrow, but I'm feeling fairly confident that this Detroit Lions team is going to move on to the NFC Championship game and host it for the first time ever. But right now, I'm sure tomorrow the butterflies will start kicking in early in the morning, and I'll be feeling anxious all day till 8 o'clock tomorrow when the Detroit Lions kick it off with the Washington Commanders in the NFC Divisional round. Let's take a minute and reflect on where this Detroit Lions team has been, though. Like, 5 years ago, if you would have told me that the Detroit Lions would be the number one seed and host a playoff game, I would be like, you're crazy. I don't see that happen anytime soon. Those were my far-fetched dreams. They really were. Me and my buddy Nick, we would talk about this 3-4 years ago, right before we hired Dan Campbell, right before we hired Brad Holmes. I met Nick 4 years ago when I worked at Top Golf, and we started hanging out. And he knew just from me that I was a diehard Lions fan. Even with Matt Patricia and the Kenny Galladay jerseys, I had a white Kenny Galladay jersey. I've been diehard Detroit Lions fan, and we would talk about it. We would just sit around, drink a few beers, just fantasizing about what it would be like for this Detroit Lions team to host a playoff game, what it would be like for this Detroit Lions team to go on and win the Super Bowl, what the city would be like, and these are happening. And 4 years ago, I thought this would happen years later. I thought this was going to be happening 2 years. I thought this would happen 10 years later, 20 years later. But it happened 3-4 years ago. So I was like, when speaking things to existence, I'm not the only fan doing that, though. We've all fantasized. We've all visualized this Detroit Lions team being where they're at now. Now it's time to go take care of business. And I don't believe any of those curses. The same old Lions, that stuff's behind us. It's the brand new Lions. It's time to rock and roll in these playoffs. It's a brand new season. And let's talk about this Washington Commanders team. They're talented. They got an elite rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels. He's been tearing it up. They've been 12-5. In my opinion, they've overachieved this year, which is great, and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with within the next couple years in the NFC. Dan Quinn's a hell of a coach. He's got these guys buzzing around, and they're playing for him, and they play for each other. They had an awesome win against the Chicago Bears earlier on a Hail Mary. They beat the Eagles for us to get the number one seed. So I got nothing but respect for Washington, but tomorrow when their fans were chanting, "We want Detroit, we want Detroit, we want Detroit," last week when they beat Tampa Bay, be careful what you wish for, because you're walking into I don't think a lot of people on opposing teams know what they're walking into at Ford Field. Ford Field is one of the most electric places to play football. And this goes back to my talk with my buddy Nick a couple years ago. When you give Detroit a winner, when you give Detroit something to cheer for, look at the Tigers, look at the Red Wings, look at the Pistons now that they're doing good. The Detroit city is buzzing right now. And you got someone coming in, and we're one game, 60 minutes away from hosting an NFC Championship game. This place is going to be absolutely electric. There's going to be false starts. There's going to be a lot of delay of games maybe. This crowd's going to be unbelievable. Ford Field's going to be a movie. I can't believe people are spending $900 to go watch this game. I mean, I understand it, but I'd rather watch it on TV because I get so stressed out. I don't want to hear other negative fans saying, "Oh, I knew that was going to happen." No, you didn't know that was going to happen. I hate that. Let's just go with the flow. But right now, this is how we're going to attack the Washington Commanders. Washington's coming in here on their high horse. They just beat Tampa Bay on the last second field goal last week. They got a talented quarterback who extends drives. They go for it on fourth down. This is going to be like a Madden football game. We go for it on fourth down. They go for it on fourth down. They want possessions. We want possessions. But all it's going to come down to is time of possession for this Detroit Lions team. We got to play our brand of football. What does our brand of football sound like? What I've been saying all year. Pound the rock, control the football, don't turn the ball over, tackle, and play physical and violent football. That's what this Detroit Lions team does, and that's what they've been doing all year. And if they play that way tomorrow, this game should not really be a contest. No offense to Washington. You guys are a good team. I've already gave you respect. I've already gave you your props. But this Detroit Lions team is on a whole different level than most of the NFL. I'm just being completely honest with you right now. You saw it against Minnesota. Everyone thought Minnesota was going to come in here and tear us a new one, but they didn't. We're hosting this game, and Washington's defense is 30th in the NFL in rush defense. You got David Montgomery, you got Jahmyr Gibbs, both healthy, both coming back tomorrow. Sonic and Knuckles should be tearing it up tomorrow. That's my honest opinion. Jahmyr Gibbs should have at least 120 yards rushing. But David Montgomery should get the dirty work, and both of them could get at least 2+ touchdowns, really, with how bad Washington's run defense is. Bobby Wagner didn't practice Tuesday or Wednesday, so yeah, he's going to play, but he's going to be 100%. Is he going to be able to have an impact on the game like he usually does? I don't think so. So that's where you got to control the rock. We got to keep the ball out of Jaden Daniels' hands. I understand he's a rookie, but if we keep it out of his hands and we pound the rock and we don't let them get many possessions and we capitalize and we score touchdowns instead of field goals, this Detroit Lions team should win it 38-21, 35 25, something like that. That's just my honest opinion, because I don't think Washington is on the level that this Detroit Lions team is. They were struggling against the Eagles a couple weeks ago before Jalen Hurts got hurt. And then when Jalen Hurts got hurt, that's when they got life into their system. And they came back and won that game ultimately against Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee. But right now, I think this Detroit Lions team is above this Washington Commanders team. I think they should pound the rock tomorrow. I think the defense is going to play lights out again. It's a home game. Ford Field's going to be rocking, and this game's going to be unbelievable. I'm so excited. We're 60 minutes away from hosting an NFC Championship game. We're 120 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl, man. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, one game at a time, but I'm feeling fairly confident in this Detroit Lions team to move on tomorrow and host the NFC Championship game. I'm going to say my final score prediction is 38-25, 38-21 Detroit Lions. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in and growing this thing, and I'll see you guys in the next one when we make our reaction video. Peace.